We find our dear viewers for National TV and welcome to the English news edition begin by top stories. Pope Francis, who recently passed away, was buried this Saturday. The funeral began with a solemn mass in the Vatican, attended by a large crowd from around the world. Burundi was represented by the Vice President of the Republic, Prosper Bazombanza. And there was the assessment of achievements of the Economic Empowerment and Youth Employment Project, fourth edition on Friday in Gitega, the political capital. The President of the Republic, Evariste Ndayishimiye, praised the contribution of this project to the promotion of young entrepreneurs and job creation, and asked the various ministers to draw example from this step in a bid to further develop the sectors. These were headlines. Welcome to news in details. I'm Joseph Murinda Jambo. After the death of Pope Francis, the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, went on a Saturday morning to the Apostolic Nunciature in Bujumbura. The head of state signed the book of condolences. As I said in the top stories, Pope Francis, who recently passed away, was buried this Saturday. The funeral began with a solemn mass in the Vatican, attended by a large crowd from around the world. Burundi was represented at the funeral by the Vice President of the Republic, Prosper Bazombanza. More details with Jivon Ndayishimiye.
The funeral ceremonies for Pope Francis, who passed away on April 21st of this year, began with a mass celebrated on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica, presided over by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, Dean of the College of Cardinals. This mass was attended by more than 250,550 heads of state, including Donald Trump, President of the United States, Emmanuel Macron, President of France, as well as 150 foreign delegations. The President of Burundi was represented by Vice President Prosper Bazombanza. In his homily, Cardinal Re highlighted Pope Francis' commitment to the most vulnerable and his constant call for mercy. He recorded that Pope Francis had always encouraged the faithful to live an authentic faith centered on love for one's neighbor and the service to the poor. He also emphasized that the Pope never ceased to raise his voice to plead for peace and to call on people to build bridges that connect them rather than walls that separate them. Cardinal Re also mentioned the simplicity to the Pope wished for his funeral, reflecting his humility and desire to remain close to the people. He concluded by praying that Pope Francis' spiritual legacy would continue to inspire the Church and the entire world. After the Mass, the funeral procession followed in Rome. Many faithful gathered along the roads to pay their final respects to Pope Francis. The Pope's coffin was transported to the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where he was buried in accordance with his wishes expressed in his will, a place he regularly visited for prayer. It is worth noting that Pope Francis was the 266th Supreme Pontiff of the Catholic Church, elected on March 13, 2013, succeeding Benedict XVI, who had resigned from his duties. Pope Francis died at the age of 88.
And then after the funeral, the Vice President of the Republic, Prosper Bazombanza, who represented the head of state, indicated that these farewell ceremonies gave an impression on hope and satisfaction for Christians and non-Christians who joined the Catholics to accompany Pope Francis. And as I said in top stories, there was the assessment of the achievements for the Economic Empowerment and the Youth Employment Project, 4th edition, this Friday in Gitega, the political capital. The President of the Republic, Evariste Ndayishimiye, praised the contribution on the project to the promotion of young entrepreneurs and job creation, and asked the various ministries to draw example from this step in a bid to further develop the sectors. As I was saying, there was the assessment of the achievements of the economic empowerment and the youth employment project's fourth edition this Friday in the Gitega, the political capital. The President of the Republic, President Ndayishimiye, praised the contribution of this project to the promotion of young entrepreneurs and job creation, and asked the various ministries to draw example from this step in a bid to further develop the sectors. Maisi Mohigwe reports.
This parade is made by 8,000 young people from all provinces of the country at the occasion of assessing achievement self-empowerment projects 4 years after it was set up. Those ceremonies were enhanced by Burundi Head of State Evariste Ndayishimiye, Burundi Prime Minister, Burundi Ombudsman, as well as other high-ranking officials of the country. The president of the National Youth Program for Self-Empowerment said that he is satisfied by the achieved actions by the youth in terms of development and entrepreneurship, as said by Desire Manirakis. Some have faced the challenges related to the diseases of pigs, which affected the livestock. There is also a lack of hens, rabbits, to name as a few. In a nutshell, the project was a success for the beneficiaries as well as the coordination of that project. Burundi Head of State Evariste Ndayishimiye has promised a total support for that empowerment program. For him, this program should serve as models for all ministries to develop their sectors. The ceremonies were also marked by a vivid joy between Burundi Head of State and the young musicians.
And the President of the Republic, Evariste Ndayishimiye, received an audience of Maxime Prévost, Belgium Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Affairs and Development Cooperation this Saturday. They discussed strengthening cooperation between Burundi and Belgium and the agreements signed. And now closing our news, it is with great honor that the International Inwari Stadium will host the ceremonies and celebrating the International Labour Day on the national scale, scheduled for the 1st of May. In this context, the municipality of Bujumbura, has initiated a community development activities at this society to ensure its upkeep. Charles Bahizi, who represented the mayor in these activities, thus invites residents of the Bujumbura municipality to mobilize in large numbers for this rendezvous. Evariste Nyaho reports.
The residents from 13 zones of the municipality of Bujumbura responded positively to participate in the community maintenance work at the Intwari International Stadium. Charles Bahizi, Chief of Staff to the Mayor, clarified that this work is a part of the preparations for the celebration of International Labour Day, which will take place at the stadium on national scale. This day is observed annually on May 1st. He also emphasized that the ceremonies will be marked by the presence of the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye. In this context, Charles Bahizi called upon the residents of the municipality of Bujumbura to mobilize massively for this celebration, arguing that everyone has a job they perform daily. The stadium, with a capacity of approximately 20,000 people, will also provide an opportunity to witness the state of this community project, he added. It's worth noting that this work has also benefited from the participation of individuals from various sectors, including public and private institutions.
Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Programs continue on the National TV. Stay tuned and take care.